Do you want to get your blog post ranked on Google? Getting your blog into top Google searches can really help drive a ton of traffic to your site for free. So that's why in this video I am going to teach you about keyword research, what it is, why it's important, and how I personally keyword research my blog posts. So if you're ready, let's get into it. But before we get started, if you're new here, my name is Sarah, and my passion is blogging. So that's why on this channel, I teach blogging tips to women who want to build a business and make money with blogging. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. So the first thing I want to get into is what exactly is SEO and keyword research. So keyword research is essentially when you are researching different phrases that you want to use in your blog post to make sure that you get ranked on Google. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And when you have good SEO strategies because you did your keyword research, that's what will help you rank in Google. So why is having good search engine optimization or SEO important? SEO is used to help Google give us the best search results for when we type something into Google. So for example, if you were to type in how to crochet, Google would then suggest other search terms that you could put in to your search to either refine it, or it tries to essentially guess what exactly it is that you're looking for. By using keyword strategies, you could rank in the top results for when somebody types in or clicks on how to crochet a blanket. Now, why is this important? Why do you want to be in the top results? Because according to a study done, 75% of the top 3 search results get all of the clicks. So if you are in position 4 through 10, it's a good chance that you are not going to get noticed or clicked on. I mean, think about it. When is the last time that you went to page 2 of Google? Generally, people only search for the top 3 to 4 results before they find something that they're going to click on. Or they change the question that they're asking if they can't find what they're searching for. Someone once said a quote that the best place to hide a body is on the 2nd page of Google. Now, unfortunately, the person that said that is unknown, but it is so true. Like I said, think about it. When is the last time you have ever went to the 2nd page of Google to find something? You can still get noticed on the 1st page of Google, but like I said, 75% of all of the clicks go to the top 3 search results. So you really want to be in that position. And when you have a good SEO strategy, that is how you get there. So there are 2 types of keywords, short tail keywords and long tail keywords. And essentially what that is short tail keywords would be, I would say, 1 to 2 words. For example, just typing crochet into Google. And long tail keywords, I would say, would be 3 to 4 words, or a sentence that you actually type in at Google. So if you think about how you specifically use Google, if you're looking for how to crochet a baby blanket, are you going to just type in crochet into the search results? Probably not. You're probably going to type in something like I just said, how to crochet a baby blanket. That would be a long tail keyword. Long tail keywords are usually a question or a phrase that you were to type into Google to find the results you're looking for. Now, a short tail keyword is going to be the 1 or 2 words that I talked about, and those are probably going to be harder to rank for because it's such a broad topic. And when you're first starting out, you want to try to get as narrow as possible, because the more specific you get in your long tail keywords and in your blog post, the better chance that you are going to have to rank for something. So long tail keywords usually have a lower competition rate because it's more specific, it's more targeted to a specific audience, and that's really what you want to focus on in the beginning to make sure that you have a better chance to rank in Google and still get those clicks. So now I want to go over how exactly do you keyword research. So this personally is what the steps that I take every time I start keyword researching blog posts. So I will go into Google and I will type in a phrase or a word. Usually it's a phrase. So I already kind of have an idea of where I want the blog post to go before I actually start typing in keyword phrases. But then the keyword research that I do is going to kind of help me refine what I'm doing to make sure that it is a topic that people are actually searching for. If you're looking to figure out how to actually come up with endless blog post ideas, I just recently did a blog post on it. I will link it in the end card, and I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to check it out. So let's continue using the example how to crochet. If I was a crochet blog, you could just type in crochet, or you could just type in how to crochet. because I would still consider that a short-term keyword just because of how broad crochet is and how many different directions you can go with it. So typing that in will give you how to crochet a circle, how to crochet a blanket easy, a hat, a scarf, a granny square, a baby blanket, a face mask, and for beginners. So these are all topics that I could take and write a blog post on because these are the most popular search results that people are searching for. So when searching for a keyword, you really want to think about what exactly would they be typing into Google to find my blog post. So you want to kind of reverse engineer your thinking and think about what is the reader going to type into Google, what keywords are they going to be typing into Google, so that I make sure that when they type in those words, my blog post will be the first thing that pops up. You could also check out the People Also Asked section of Google. Those are other questions that people have typed in that are related to your term that you've typed in, so you can use those potentially for either other blog post ideas in the future, or you can include those in the blog post that you are writing. So if you were to do how to crochet a blanket, you could talk about what the best stitch is for a crochet blanket in your blog post, so that when people type in what is the best stitch for a crochet blanket, you also have the potential to pop up for that search term as well. Now the question is, how do you know exactly how popular a keyword actually is? Because it's great that they show up on Google, but how many people are actually searching for that keyword term? Because you don't want to write a blog post on something that nobody is searching for, because then it doesn't matter what position you rank in, you won't get views if nobody's actually searching for it. So the way that you can find Google search volume is you can use a tool that I like to use for free called Google Keyword Planner. I just recently did an in-depth tutorial on Google Keyword Planner, so if you really want to check out how to best use that tool to your advantage, I will leave a link on the end card as well and down in the description below if you want to check that video out. Google Keyword Planner is a really helpful tool that actually shows you the average monthly search results and the competition for those search terms that you're picking up, so that you can find out that people are not only searching for that term, but you also have a good chance to rank for that term based off of what the competition is. So make sure you check out that video if you're at all confused on how to specifically do keyword research with that tool. Step 2 of my keyword research is I go to Pinterest. I use Pinterest a lot in marketing my blog, so I want to make sure that what I'm talking about is also popular on Pinterest. So if you type in how to crochet on Pinterest, what you're going to see is obviously a bunch of pins are going to pop up, but you can actually see little bubbles at the top of other keyword terms that people have searched. So this is exactly the same way that Google works. They give you other options to help you narrow down your search. But the way that you can use that as a blogger is you can actually refine your blog post based off of these keyword terms. So how to crochet for beginners. I also noticed that that was a keyword that was ranking on Google as well. So that might be where you want to start your post. But how to crochet for beginners is still kind of pretty vague. There's a lot that goes into crochet. Trust me, I crochet. So you might even want to get more specific than that. How to crochet for beginners step by step, still kind of vague. How to crochet a blanket, also a search term that was used on Google. So now we know that it's popular on Google and we know it's popular on Pinterest. So that might be a good search term to go for as well. There is honestly a million different stitches and different ways to crochet a blanket, so that's not even specific enough for me. I want to get super specific. So if you click on a blanket, it will actually give you more search terms that pop up for what other people are searching. Now this might not happen all the time if the keyword that you clicked on is super specific and nobody has searched anything else from that. Don't worry, that's not a bad thing. It means that that's just the most narrow that the search is, and people didn't bother to narrow or refine that search anymore. So that's kind of where your long tail keyword would stop, which is a good thing because then that means that people found what they were looking for when they got to that keyword phrase completely. So it's okay if you don't see any more search results after you click on one. So just play around with the keywords that you find and try to get it as specific as possible. You don't want to go like too super specific, like how to crochet a blanket with chunky yarn in the rain during the summer. Like, you know, that might be a little too specific. But you want to get specific enough that when people type that search into Pinterest, they're going to find exactly what they're looking for. Step 3 is going to be make a list of keywords. A tip for when you're writing blog posts is you want to use multiple keyword phrases in your blog post. Because you want to have a main keyword, which would be how to crochet a blanket, but you also want to back it up with other keywords, because Not everybody is going to be typing the same thing into Google. So you want to make sure that you have other keywords so that if somebody types in something different, for example, easy crockpot recipes, they also might look up slow cooker recipes. And if you have both of those keywords in your blog post, there's a good chance that you could rank for both of those keywords. Another reason you want to use multiple keywords in your blog post is not just because you want to rank for multiple keywords that are similar, but you also don't want to do what is called keyword stuffing. So keyword stuffing is essentially when you use the keyword way too many times in your blog post. Google's algorithm is smart. They will see that you are trying too hard to rank for a keyword and will actually demote your blog post as opposed to ranking it instead. You only want to use your keyword where it makes sense. You don't want to just keep repeating it over and over and over and over again because you don't want it to be clunky for the reader, and make sure the blog post flows still and it isn't hard for the reader to use, because that will only hurt your blog post chances of ranking as opposed to helping it. And the best way to make sure that you aren't keyword stuffing is using other similar keywords in the blog post as opposed to just one keyword all the time. So now the last thing I want to get into is, where do you add these keywords now that you've actually found them? Obviously you're going to want to put them in the title. That's going to be a given. You want to put it somewhere also in the first paragraph, because the first paragraph is going to be attention grabbing. You want your reader to know as soon as they get on your blog post, this is exactly what they're searching for. There's 1,000,002 blog posts on Google. They don't think that they are going to like this blog post. There is nothing stopping them from hitting that back button and going to search result 2. So make sure that you capture your reader's attention by instantly telling them what the blog post is about. And the best way to do that is putting your keyword in there. You also want to put them in your H2 title tags. So H1 title tag is going to be your physical title, and H2 tag any of the headings that you put in your blog post. So you want to put your keyword in those blog post headings so that people, if they want, they can skim through your blog post if they don't feel like reading the entire thing. You also want to put them in places throughout the blog post that make sense. Like I said, don't want to keyword stuff, but you still want to have that keyword and your sub keywords in your blog post somewhere. You also want to have them in the meta description of your blog post, which is essentially what will show up on Google, because Google will also take the keywords that you put in your meta description and it will help it rank higher. You also want to put it in the alt text of images. When you put images in your blog post, it's a good idea to put the keyword that you're going for in the alt text, because that will help your blog post rank in Google, because Google does not see images. That's just another sneaky little place to make sure that you have a keyword in there, and Google actually likes that, so you definitely want to do that. Now this is obviously a lot of information, trying to remember where all of the keywords are going to be going into your post. So to make it easier, I use a plugin called Yoast SEO. Yoast SEO essentially gives you check mark and a list of things that you want to do in your blog post, and then it will give you a score once you've done all those things. So red is obviously bad, orange is medium, and green is really good. Yoast SEO isn't the end-all be-all. There's still a lot of things that go into it, but it is a nice little checklist that will help you remember to add tags, title descriptions, meta descriptions, outbound links, inbound links. There's a lot that goes into blog post writing, so that's one of the things that maybe you want to consider downloading if you have WordPress. If you want to check out the last video I did about how to use Google Keyword Planner, you can click or tap the screen right here and it'll take you right there. Or if you want to check out a video that YouTube has picked for you, you can click or tap the screen right here to check out another one of my videos. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys next Thursday. Bye!